Greetings folks, and I hope you're all in the pipe 5x5 wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure preview from Hot Toys, no less. But before we dive in, and Mr. Go Figure gets more excited than he really needs to do, I'd like to send a massive shout out, an LV426 size shout out to everybody who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale figure previews, reviews, news, tours, showcases, and all that other amazing stuff that we've got coming up. So by way of explanation, and this is the plus channel update bit from the thumbnail, regulars to the channel will know that Mr. Go Figure has not been 100% healthy over the past few weeks and months, and it caught up with it big style. And unfortunately, Mr. Go Figure spent a little bit of time in hospital. He's going to be spending a little bit more time in hospital and more than likely going under the knife, unfortunately. Hence the reason why there hasn't been as much content as usual on the channel. We will be catching up. There's a lot to catch up on, it might not be quite as quick paced as it was before, unfortunately, and there may be some gaps in there from time to time as Mr. Go Figure has to go and stay at the NHS's pleasure. However, we are back, we are still here, we haven't gone away, the channel hasn't disappeared, and I'd like to thank everybody who has supported the channel while we've had this little lull. But that's enough of Mr. Go Figure's ailments. On to the figure itself. And yeah, as I mentioned before there, I am absolutely over the moon on this one. There's been an awful lot of new figure releases and announcements and previews while we've had this minor glitch in the matrix. We will be covering all those, but I had to get this one up ASAP because it's something that Mr. Go Figure has wanted since he was about this big, or this big. Yes, Hot Toys have finally gone and done it. They have given us a 1/6 scale alien queen from James Cameron's classic Aliens, and I have to take a tablet to calm myself down here because I have waited for this figure for so long to go along with this next to me. But enough of my ramblings. We're here to talk about the figure. Let's take a look at it. Let's have a look at what Hot Toys have given us. And yeah, straight away I am very, very impressed, and I'm putting that mildly, folks. It takes an awful lot to get Mr. Go Figure excited at my age, but when I took one look at this, my blood pressure went through the roof, and it's looking absolutely phenomenal. Hot Toys have dropped a shit ton of photos on us as usual, so let's zip through them and take a look. First impressions, wow, as I say, wow, just knocked me for six, absolutely knocked me for six. The detailing here, well, let's talk colours first of all and screen accuracy. The colours look absolutely on point. Yes, this has been shot under a blue light. Most of these pictures have, apart from some of it on the stand, which we'll take a look at. It looks like they've nailed the colours on. The detailing looks absolutely excellent all over. I'm not going to go through this thing with a fine-tooth comb because the pictures pretty much speak for themselves. However, the detailing on those hands, the arms, the chest area, the neck area, that huge carapace on the back of the face itself, the tail, everything looks absolutely nailed on from this shot. But don't take my word for it, take a look at the rest of the photos. And we've got some eggs at the front here as well. Super impressed. That mouth looks absolutely on point. The shine, that sort of semi-gloss finish that it's got, that almost wet look, all looks incredible. And yeah, I'm gonna have to try and keep my try and curb my enthusiasm on this one. But on to the next shot. Now we're seeing it with slightly less of that blue light. We can really start to see the details here. This is going to be big. Those who know the movie, the scale, this is going to be huge. This is going to be probably up there with one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Aliens pieces that Hot Toys have ever done. And I'm going to say at this stage as well, I never expected Hot Toys. I dreamed that Hot Toys would do this when they announced their 40th anniversary celebrations and the figures that were going to be, well, they teased that figures would be coming along for us. I never really sort of held my breath on the fact that they will give us a 6-scale alien queen. I just didn't think that they'd get that far, but they have, and boy is it looking impressive under natural light here, or a little bit more natural light, shall I say. And we're starting to see this base for the first time now. How are you going to support this thing now? I've got the NECA take on the Alien Queen, and they came up with quite a unique system of supporting it with 2 supports. It looks like Hot Toys have gone, and I'm gonna have to lean in at this point, I've gone with just the 1 support. Now, how this is going to work? Does it screw into the? Does it somehow connect to the body there, sort of the chest area of the Alien Queen, or is it some kind of cradle? Difficult to tell at this point. Maybe we'll get an idea of that in the all shot or later in the later on with some of the other photos. But yeah, using just the 1 support I think is a great idea. Overclutter this with supports and it can start to look messy, but we need something there obviously to get it in all those fantastic dynamic poses that no doubt we're going to be throwing at it. But yeah, once again, the fins, the spikes on the back look great. That tail looks phenomenal. Gonna have to assume that's wired, but I'm sure they'll let us know. The ribbing, the detailing, I'm gonna lean in. Those hands look wonderful. All the legs look absolutely excellent and on point there. We're seeing some sort of, now I don't know whether this is 2-piece or 1-piece, this base. No doubt we'll find out later on. From this angle it looks like 2-piece, but I can't really see it being that, but it may be. And we've just got a sort of a take on the alien goo. The sort of the secretions and stuff that were covering the atmosphere processing station on LV-426. You've got tendrils in there and all kinds of stuff going on, and we're seeing the egg. Now, when Hot Toys announced their recent version 2.0 of the Ripley figure, that included an alien egg as well, which looked absolutely oversized to me compared to the Ripley figure. This looks more in proportion, maybe a little on the large side again. Have they scaled this down? Have they not? I guess we'll find out when it's released. That alien egg looks just a touch too big to me, but that's probably just an old man needing glasses. As you know, I'm as blind as a bat. But overall, yeah, very impressive. On to the next. Still can't tell whether that's a 2-stage diorama there, but we're seeing that grating coming through there. I'm going to assume this is one piece. We're seeing the multiple arms as well, the 2 smaller arms in the chest area there. They look phenomenal. Can't wait to get a close-up on this head sculpt. How have they done those mandibles, the jaws, and in particular those almost sort of semi-opaque but translucent teeth that the Alien Queen had. But so far, this has absolutely blown me away and made an old man very, very happy. Something to pair up with the original power loader that I've got sat next to me here. I'm fingers crossed they're going to give us a 2.0 of the power loader. That would be absolute manna from heaven, along with a set of Colonial Marines, maybe a Bishop, just the whole shooting match I would absolutely love. But for the time being, this will absolutely do. Looking great there. Paint applications looking wonderful. Got to mention as well at this point, articulation and the materials that Hot Toys are going to be using with this. Now, as we know, in the early days, Hot Toys they struggled with their Alien Warrior figures and their Alien figures in general, their big chaps, their warriors and so on. Some completely unmovable with rubber suits that didn't articulate. The first version of the Alien Warrior, the big chap itself fell to pieces because that was made of rubber. But Hot Toys redeemed themselves recently, in my opinion, with their absolutely magnificent scorched xenomorph from Alien Romulus. I am hoping, I am praying they have gone down the same route here. It pretty much looks like it to me. And if they have, well, we could be looking at figure of the year depending on when this thing's released, in my opinion. But yeah, another great shot there. You've got the alien, we're seeing that carapace, we're seeing all the detailing in there, that egg on the base there. I'm going to lean in again. Doesn't look like it's 2 stages there. It looks like it's joined together. It's just maybe the way it looks, the way it was angled. And we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 swap out hands, extra mandibles. Now we've got hands on there already, so I'm going to assume we've got another 4 for the 2 arms coming out of the chest and the 2 main arms themselves. Let's see if we can get some close-ups. This is what we want to see, the detailing here. Side shot, yeah, looks like a one-stage base, looks brilliant. Those almost stiletto type heels, looking great with the hoops around the back. Tail itself, super wet look with that hint of blue in there. I found the NECA figure had too much gold attached to it. It doesn't look like they've gone down that route. They've been more true to the appearance in the movie itself, with just varying shades of blue and black, and it looks absolutely excellent. Looks like what we've got as well with that, well, I'm not going to call it a flight pole, that and it's not really a waist or a crotch grabber, the posing option stand thingy, I'm going to call it. Looks like that's articulated as well. Now, how that attaches, I can't really see here. If you know, let me know in the comment section below how that's going to work. But it looks, with that hinge in there, that you can really go to town. Move this queen around, you can get her in all kinds of different poses. Gobsmacked. Never lost for words, as you well know if you're a regular, but this one got me close. On to the next. We've got a touch in one of the alien eggs there, and yeah, I'm going to let, like I say, I was going to say I'm going to let the pictures speak for themselves, but yeah, I have verbal diarrhea at the best of times. I am loving this so much. The way the light plays off it. We're starting to see that head. So yeah, what's the mandible solution? Is it the same as the Scorched xenomorph? Let's see if we can't get close in. Now we are starting to get a really close-up look at that carapace, that headpiece. Now, will that head move in and out as it did in the movie itself? I doubt it. I would imagine this is probably going to be all one piece of sculpted plastic with some articulation maybe in there, but the ribbing in there, the neck area looks wonderful. The detailing on the arms with those almost torn sections where you see the vertical ribbing running down it, they look amazing there. Hands look on point. I'm going to assume we're using the longer type wrist pegs that we've seen in this kind of figure historically from Hot Toys. The way the light plays off this is just superb. I am absolutely loving it. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. Now we're on to scale, and this has caused some consternation in the past. Hot Toys' first take on Ripley, the alien version, was back in the day when their scaling was a little bit smaller than it is today. They've sort of caught up with themselves here, and I've heard complaints that the original Alien next to the Alien Warrior, rather next to Ripley, they looked a bit mismatched. On the right here, we've got the 2.0 version of Ripley, which hopefully they've taken that head sculpt back to the drawing board and done a little bit more weathering on that outfit. It wasn't spot on for me. I'm being polite there. That head sculpt really needs to be rethought, but we'll have to wait and see if they're going to do that. We've got the new released Alien Warrior on this side, and then we've got the Alien Queen resting in the middle there. Now, what we're looking at, 53 centimeters tall. We haven't got measurements on the other two. Is that the right scale? Now, off the top of my head, because this is an impromptu video, I don't know the exact height, maybe I should, of the Alien Queen. It looks good. I can't help but think it looks just a little bit too small. Let me know your thoughts. After I've filmed this video, I'm going to go away and do a bit of digging and see if I can't come up with some actual proportions from the movie itself. I can't help but think that looks a little bit too small. But let me know, as I said, in the comment section below, your thoughts. I love the piece itself, love the detailing, love the sculpting. I think the articulation is going to be phenomenal. Screen accuracy is there, but I think that could be a little bit too short. Thoughts, please. On to the next. Something that I have laid awake at night and dreamt about for a long time. Yeah, that's Alien Queen versus this one here. Now, I'm tempted here to start going through the power loader, but we're not here to look at the power loader. Is this a version 2.0 of the power loader here? I'm going to do that after this video. I am seeing more weathering on this power loader here. That's my first impression. Far more than on the original that sat next to me. Is this the 2.0? I think it could possibly be. Yeah, don't quote me on that. Don't take my word for it. But judging by that weathering on there and just the level of detailing, I'm going to glance over here. There appears to be far more detailing on this, unless this is a repainted version of the original version, because they don't have a prototype yet that they've just used for this photo shoot. I don't know. That power loader looks phenomenal. Once again, I can't help but think when the Queen is in the power loader's lifting arms, that it still looks a little bit too small. Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced here. And I don't know whether it's me and my faulty memory, particularly when the Alien Queen is close up and snapping at Ripley, and when she's inside the whole thing felt larger to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Still a cracking photo though, and I wonder if that is the 2.0. I believe, yeah, that'll be the 2.0 Ripley in there. Another shot here, beautiful shot this one. I really can't fault it. The detailing is next level stuff here, really. I think Hot Toys have most certainly hit a home run here. Colours, sculpting, the paint application itself, the proportions in this shot when it's not with anything, caveat there, that tail, that hook on the tail, the length of the digits on the hands, the colours, the tones, all look absolutely wonderful in my opinion. Brilliant shot this one. We've got it looking off at an angle, hissing, and we've seen that mouth open for the first time there. We've seen the detail paintwork on those talons as well. They look beautiful. And we're starting to see those teeth. I hope they've got these teeth right. That is a great shot there. It's beautifully lit, beautifully shot. We've seen the articulation. I'm going to assume that we've got a twist in this lower neck section here, this thicker section, and then a twist at the head as well. I'll add the Scorched xenomorph. Then we're going to be looking at maybe ball joints here in the hip areas and in the shoulder areas as well, with joints in the arms and the knees. Judging by this photo anyway, articulation shouldn't be an issue. Another cracking shot. Wow. So impressed with this. Love the way, as I say, the light's playing off it, but I want to get close to this mouth section. Let's keep moving. It is or is it three-piece? It's just, at least, we'll say at least it's a two-piece diorama. So you've got this secondary piece here, so you can support a foot. I think that's a good idea actually. A number of times, I mean, this is always going to be a pain to pose. It's going to take some time and some effort, but I imagine it will be exceptionally rewarding. I like what they've done here. Maybe we've got interchangeable pieces depending on what pose you go for. Got 3 eggs on this. How many are included? Still think they're too big though for me. Just ever so slightly too big. But on to the next. We've got her roaring here. Now we are starting to see those teeth. Going to lean here. You can really see the blue, that sort of that wet look gloss, shiny blue in that rib cage section there. Caught that beautifully. They've not overcooked it with the gold. There was a hint of gold in the joints there and in some of the rib sections in the arms and legs and so on. They've not overcooked it for me there. It's just about right. It's just a very subtle hint. They haven't gone paint happy with it. Beautiful shot, that one. We're seeing a side view of that mouth, and we're seeing the inner mandible for the first time. Loving the detail there. We will withhold judgment as to the solution for this jaw and mandible until we see the actual shot itself, but detailing looks great. Paint applications, particularly on that inner jaw, look beautiful, as do the teeth. I really need to see those teeth close up though. Here we go, we're getting there, and it looks like they've nailed it. Yeah, it does to me. I was really worried that they weren't going to catch that translucent effect from the screen, but it looks like they've got it. I'm going off memory here. I would say maybe they've those darker colours sort of at the base of the teeth themselves, maybe a little bit too far down, or maybe I've got a faulty memory. I just remember it being translucent all the way up, or virtually all the way up to almost where it joins the jaw itself, but still very, very impressive. Irregular as they were in the movie, great to see. The proportions are right as well. Yeah, I'm going to assume this section of the head moves independently of the rest of the carapace, detailing looking great. Now we are getting to the hyper-realistic sculpting paint and highly detailed body. Well, we've already talked about that, no need to cover it, but it's nice to have some close-ups, and so you can just see the level of detailing that they've packed in here, Hot Toys, including the detailing on those sort of spiked fins on the spine section. They look beautiful. There's almost like a leaf type effect going on with the striations on there, and they've nailed it there as well, and they've nailed the hands too, in my opinion. Tail, already talked about, looking great, absolutely great. Really intricate detailing here with some highlighting paint applications in the segmented sections, and that beautiful spike at the end of the tail, which gets introduced to Bishop in a very unpleasant manner and whips around a lot. Now, this is what I was waiting for, the mandible solution. So what are we looking at? So we've got two interchangeable face parts, open mouth and an articulated mouth. Great to see. Yeah, so it looks like we've got, you're saying two, so I'm assuming we've got one that is fully open, a la the Scorched xenomorph with a magnet involved, so you can pull the inner mandible out. The other one, like this one at the top here, which you also got with the Scorched xenomorph, where you can open it yourself. I tend not to use that one because it still has a rubber type material around the edges of the mouth here, and if you've collected alien figures, we all know what happens to that over a period of time. It perishes. So really great for having this closed mouth look here, but if you use it for any length of time opened that way, you're gonna risk that thing just falling apart. So great to see they've included a fully sculpted open mouth as well. Yeah, fantastic, and the paintwork looks great too. Close up of it here. This is the issue I've got with these teeth, as I mentioned before. I think they're slightly too dark. They look a bit nicotine stained to me. It looks like the Alien Queen's a 40-a-day girl. But I always remember them being more translucent, as I mentioned, with that darker area being a lot less pronounced. So maybe I would like to have seen those a little bit less brown in the paint application, but let me know your thoughts. The inner mandible itself looks absolutely nailed on, as does the detailing with those sort of folds around the crown of the head area there. And finally, the all shot. Pretty much everything we've already covered, really, nothing new here. These are all pretty much the shots that we've already seen. The detailing shots, we've got the swap out hands, the base, and all the other bits and pieces. So there you have it, folks. That is Hot Toys' take, 1/6 scale take, on the Alien Queen from Aliens. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the movie? What are your thoughts on Hot Toys? What are your thoughts on the figure itself? Nothing is off menu as always, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. Personally, this is a no-brainer for me, with some reservations there. Not sure about the size of those eggs, and I am not sure about those teeth, and I'm not sure about the overall proportions. Like I said earlier on, I'm going to go away and do a bit of digging on this, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would be fascinated to hear your take on it. So that about wraps it up for this preview, folks. As I mentioned at the top there as well, we will be getting back up to speed slowly but surely. There may be the odd gap here or there when Mr. Go Figure has to go under the knife, but hopefully they won't be too long and it shouldn't interrupt the channel too much. And I suppose all that remains for me to say, as always, a massive thank you for watching, and from myself and from Hot Toys' take on the Alien Queen. Take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and until next time on the channel, take care.